What does heroic mean? When I think of heroic and what it means in our current context of society, I think of superheroes. So here's an image of me cosplaying Chitara for Cincinnati Comic Expo. I love comic books. I love the ideas of heroics and heroes. But I also acknowledge or realize that often, even when we're talking about living and breathing humans or humans who have once lived and breathed, we mythologize their stories to such an extent that they're as far as removed from our everyday life as images in comic books. I think it's nice to ground ourselves in the meaning of the word hero. And looking online, hero comes from a Greek word, it looks like, that has meanings of defender and protector, and also relationships to ideologies around demigods. The thing is this, as I approach my 50s, they're just around the corner, and my experience of being a black woman in America, my relationship to this individualistic, grandiose notion of hero isn't something I want anymore. One of the things that really brings this to light is recently there was a Netflix movie about Jeffrey Dahmer, and it talked about how there was a victim that several women tried to tell the police that this man, this victim of Jeffrey Dahmer, needed help. But because of the racial categories of both the victim and the people who are trying to come to their aid, and the hierarchical nature of our society and our social structure and who is seen and heard and who matters and doesn't matters, their voices were not heard. And I used to want to change or break the game, and I still do, but now I want to work with cultivating deeper, more intimate relationships as opposed to grandiose notions. So that's where I am today. I like to play and dress up as a superhero and go out with friends. But really, I think the heroics is cultivating deep and intimate relationships, showing up regularly for our friends and for people around us, our family, seeing what's going on in our community, see what organizing is going on. There's some really juicy stuff going on. Some of it is easy to find, some of it is a little bit hidden because, again, due to the hierarchical nature of our society, some things, even though they are things that are really wonderful and beautiful, other people might try to disrupt if they knew about them. So some things need a little bit of protection and nurturing. In this external facing idea of what being heroic is and heroic imagination and ways to work with others, there's also a need to nourish ourselves that allows us to be generative, to think about things like balance, even though balance is constantly a moving point, it's not still, to not always try to twist ourselves up or to tie ourselves into knots, but to sometimes just to sit in comfortable places on the soil and to breathe, and sometimes even to cultivate the soil. Sometimes the soil has lost its nutrition, and so sometimes just really being down and in the ground. And sometimes it's also resisting the ways society show up tells us certain things should show up. So young me, the first slide also showed young me wanting to be a classical musician, wanting to be unique, and wanting to be top of the game performer. And now it's like it's fine to just love the music and to enjoy, even if I'm not nearly as good as I was when I was in my 20s and teens. I was so much better skill-wise, but it's okay to just to love and enjoy and to lean into things that nourish you. So I'm going to finish by playing a scale on my little recorder here, which is something that, some third graders do. So, really, I think heroic imagination is cultivating deep relationship with others and ourselves, to be in good community and relationship with both others and ourselves, to not get too insular, but to also not to expand out to the point that we're overstressed and strained and cannot give anymore. Fiend?